Okay, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. So this is Dan with Ledger Support. I hope everybody is doing well today. It's a rainy day in Paris, so hoping that the weather is better wherever you are. Okay, so as usual, I'm here for an hour-ish to answer all your questions. So if you have any questions, just drop the questions in the chat. As usual, please just let me know if you can hear me properly, if the image is good, if the mic is good as well. Just want to make sure you get the best experience during this live. Yeah, and then we'll start. I can see a lot of questions accumulated in the chat. So I think this one, I'll just jump right in. And again, if you just joined, so we're doing this AMA every single day, Monday to Friday, I should say. So yeah, just go for it, drop your question in the chat, and thank you, Agostinho, for confirming that you can hear me. Okay, so let's begin. First question at the top is from Keenan. So Keenan is asking, hello, I've lost Ledger Live software on my computer and I want to access my account from another computer. Do you have a video link? And yes, indeed, we do have a video link, I believe, on this topic. But so basically, Keenan, like the only thing you have to do is install Ledger Live on a new computer, and then you just connect your Ledger device to that new computer and re-add your account. So it's actually pretty straightforward. I'm not sure if we have a video. Not that. So let me check real quick. If we don't have a video, I think that's a good. That's actually a good candidate for a video. Yeah, no, we don't. So apologies, we don't have a specific video on this topic. But yeah, basically, you just get your new computer, you install a fresh version of Ledger Live, and then you go on Ledger Live, you connect your Ledger device to Ledger Live, and then you add your accounts. So you would, very simply, you would start with a blank Ledger Live like that with no accounts. You go ahead, add account, unlock your Ledger device. Of course, the Ledger device should be the same Ledger device, right, with the same recovery phrase. And then you re-add your accounts one after another. And that's the only thing you have to do. That's it. It's pretty easy. Okay, next one is from Emil. Hi, Emil. Is recurring guest on the show. So Emil is asking, can I use only Ledger hardware wallet to create a multi-sig wallet? And what is the limit of devices I can use? I read the limit is 15. Is it still 15? So yes, no, you don't have to only use a Ledger hardware wallet. You can use multiple brands. So for example, you can have, so for multi-sig, of course, you can use a Ledger, you can use a Trezor, you can use a cold card, you can have different wallets, or you can use, all Ledgers or all Trezors or whatever you want. I think it is actually recommended to have different brands for the good reason that, if there is an issue with one particular brand for whatever reason, then your setup doesn't only depend on this particular brand of device. So yeah, you could have something like 2 Ledger, Trezor, or like just Ledgers. It's up to you. In terms of like the limits, I actually don't know if 15 is a hard limit. I do believe that there is no limit per se. It's just a variable that you will code into your wallets. But it's possible that the wallets that implement multisig, they put some sort of arbitrary limit to the amount of multisig devices that you can use, just because past a certain point it becomes just very difficult for you to manage your setup, right? 15 devices is already a very very high number of devices. I think for a beginner setup, I would say 2 out of 3. More advanced setup, maybe 3 out of 5. 15 devices sounds to me like a little too much. And so, yeah, follow-up question. If we have more devices, is this going to make transaction fees higher and the next input also higher to spend? Is the transaction size bigger than the usual ones? That's a good question. I do not think it increases the transaction size. The transaction fees, it might increase a little bit because it's a multi-sig transaction, so it doesn't necessarily have more inputs, right? Because you don't spend extra UTXOs. What you add is the number of signatures that are required to sign a transaction. So that will not translate into higher fees necessarily. It's not going to scale with the amount of devices that you have, but it might scale just by the fact that you're using a multi-sig type of transfer instead of you're using a multi-sig account instead of a regular account. And those might yield like a higher fee to use, but not by much probably. Emil again, so is it true that a Bitcoin miner can intentionally take less than produce block mining rewards and even lower the max supply of BTC? Is this happened in the past? A Bitcoin miner can intentionally take less than produce blocks. They can decide. No, so they can't refuse to create Bitcoin. They can decline to claim the Bitcoin. That's fair, and it's happened in the past where you had miners that mine a block, but they never actually claimed the rewards. So the Bitcoin was actually produced, but never claimed. Okay, so there's a whole conversation going on here. Emil, does Bitcoin blockchain support more complex smart contracts or scripts? Because a small amount of transaction per second, probably the main blockchain sidechain and layer 2s. Yeah, so it does. Bitcoin has the reputation to not supporting smart contract, which is not true to an extent. It's not Turing as in Turing smart contracts on Ethereum, but it has some smart contracting abilities through the name escapes me, but anyway, like it's got up OP field basically, and also it's the name still escapes me, but so yeah, and script as well, a mini script as well, which is here to simplify all these different OP operations. In terms of layer 2s, Liquid is a layer 2. I think it's also supported in Ledger Live if you want to check it out. Emil, do you think Monero blockchain hash rate at the current moment makes the network secure? No opinion. I'm not really sure about Monero. Emil, I'm gonna let someone else ask the questions. Right, I'll get back to your questions in a bit because like we're getting into non-ledger territory here with John McAfee and stuff. So I'm gonna take Yassine's questions just to reinstall. Okay, so Yassine was actually answering Keenan. Okay, so Emil, I'm gonna go back to those questions at the end. Okay, if you have time, I'm just gonna let someone else ask the questions for now, and then I'll circle back to you. So next question is from Crypto Professor. Is Arweave blockchain supported through Ledger? And the answer is yes. Arweave blockchain is supported with your Ledger device, but it's not supported in Ledger Live. So you'll need to download the Arweave app on your Ledger device, and then you'll need to use a third-party wallet to create a Arweave account and send you AR coins. That being said, I don't think the app is available for Nano X devices, so you need a Nano S or Nano S Plus, just like this one. Let me try to pull we definitely have documentation about how to create a Arweave account with your Ledger device. So, let me check Arweave. Yeah, sorry, this is not the one I had in mind. Oh no, actually, this is the one I had in mind. Yes, so this article, Crypto Professor, you can check the steps and let me know if you have any questions. Next question, Rizal Karim Arif. Sorry for butchering your name here. When are we getting Kadena support? It's been ages. Give us some ETA. So again, ETA is very tricky because that would say like, oh, by this date, I promise that you will get the app, which is not possible most of the time, just because like bugs happen all the time, and also when we're working with the Kadena team to ship this app. So, it depends on the back and forth between our two teams as well. So it's impossible to give an ETA. That being said, I've heard back from the Ledger team recently. So apparently they received the security audit for the Kadena app. And so I think they were supposed to go through the audit today or like within this week, and then after the audit, if the audit is successful, right, so there is no issue with the app that doesn't require going back and forth more with the Kadena team, then we'll go to the next step, which is I think staging the app and then releasing the app, but that could take a few more time. But that is to say that basically like the process is slow, but it is ongoing, and eventually you'll get Kadena in your ledger. I know you guys have been waiting for a long time, but don't worry. Once Kadena is supported, we'll definitely tweet about Kadena from the ledger account. Cool. Grand GK, what's KDA is? So KDA is the coin for Kadena. Yassine, hi. I would like to reorder apps on my device. Thanks. So I'm guessing you mean like the order of apps on the screen, and I actually don't know if it's possible to. So first of all, it's definitely not possible to do it like when the apps are already installed. What you can do instead is you could. So showing you what you could do, you could uninstall the apps and then reinstall the apps in the order that you want, and that would have basically the same effect of organizing the apps in the order that you want exactly. But there is no feature to reshuffle the apps directly once they've been installed on the Ledger device. So the way you would uninstall an app is by going to My Ledger, you connect your Ledger device, and then you, for example, you go to app install, then let's say you want to get rid of the the Fido app, then you would uninstall. So you would basically uninstall everything and then reinstall apps one by one. I can see there's updates. So yeah, guys, if you have not updated, then do update your apps. It's always good. It's always good practice to do it. Okay, so next question from Gary Guevara. Hello, Gary. How can I send my Korean that I have? Let me see. Sorry, I bugged on your question here, Gary. Hello. How can I send my Korean that I have on Uphold Exchange to my Ledger Nano X? Okay, that is an excellent question, Gary. And the answer is we have documentation that describes how to create a Korean mainnet account with your Ledger device. Now, that being said, just keep in mind that Ledger Live, the app, does not support Korean, meaning that you will not be able to create a Korean account with Ledger Live and your Ledger device, but you can use your Ledger device and create your Korean wallet with a third-party app. But the most important part, which is the private keys will live on your Ledger device. So there is no difference between using Ledger Live or using a third-party wallet in terms of security. It's just that it's, of course, you'd like it to be in Ledger Live, but it's not supported for now. Now, that being said, here's the tutorial that explains how to create a Korean account. So you can follow the steps, and let me know if you have any issues. I'll drop this in the chat for you. And once you've created your account with your Ledger device, then you can just create a transaction from you'll be given, so your wallet will give you a deposit address, and then you can take that deposit address and then use it in Uphold to create a transaction to send your Korean coins to that wallet. So I hope I answered your question here, Gary. Okay, next question from Hobby Time with Chris. Hey, Chris. So Chris is saying, glad to see another live Q&A, and you're welcome, Chris. We are doing those Q&As every single day, Monday to Friday. And if you want the schedule for those AMAs, there is a schedule on the Help Center that I'm going to share with you right now. So you can find the spots that you like the best. Now, that being said, we also publish those videos ahead of time to just give people a heads up, so you can just subscribe to the live before it goes live. And that happens on the Ledger YouTube channel, of course. Emil KDA, is it Kadena? Yes, it is Kadena. It's the coin for Kadena, which is not supported yet, but in progress. So the next question is from Sergio Azevedo. Hello, how to stop spoofing on my accounts? So I'm not sure exactly what you have in mind by spoofing, Sergio, but you might be talking about NFTs, unwanted NFTs and airdrops on your account. So if that's what you have in mind, so I will just give you an example. You go to your Polygon account, for example, because this happens a lot on Polygon. The reason why is because the transactions are cheap, so it's easy to spoof addresses that way. So, if you guys see NFTs like that, so this one is legit, right? It's the Samsung NFT. But if you ever get like spam NFTs like that in your account, or spam tokens, like tokens or NFTs that you did not collect, that have just been airdropped to you, you can hide those NFT. So, if the NFT appears here, you can just right click on it, hide NFT collection, and that's it, and you get rid of it. Those NFTs are a scam. They're basically here to funnel you into a phishing website that will try to ask you for your 24-word recovery phrase and steal your funds. So it's very important to ignore those NFTs, okay? Don't try to send them, or don't try to go online and look them up on OpenSea or anything like that, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna encounter more fake links and fake profiles and stuff like that. So just ignore them and hide them in the interface just like that. Don't try to send them. The reason why is because if you send an NFT, what you're doing is you're basically interacting with the underlying smart contract for this NFT. And if the smart contract is malicious, in the terms that if it's trying to make you spend coins, or like it's trying to get access to your account, then that might compromise your account. So that's why we tell people, like, don't try to send them out of your account. Those NFTs can stay in your account. Just ignore them and hide them in the interface, and that's the only thing that you need to do. So yeah, I hope I answer your question, Sergio, but please let me know if you were talking about something completely unrelated. So if that's what you were talking about, let me also share an article with you. This one here. It's basically what I just said, but in written form. So check it out. Okay, but again, Sergio, like the NFT, and so you might be wondering, like, why are they targeting me? And you're not being personally targeted. What scammers will do is they will go on a block explorer, right? Because all the transactions and accounts are public online. So they will go on a block explorer, they will sample like 1,000 addresses, and then they will send their spam NFTs to all these different addresses, like hoping that someone will interact with them or like start clicking around, go to the NFT profile, and then click on a phishing link or something like that. Cool. All right, next question. Agostinho, okay, thank you for the feedback. Okay, great. Emil, thank you for the feedback as well. Hobby Time with Chris. Ledger's website does a great job explaining what coins are compatible and how to get them onto your ledger. The list is growing constantly as well. Yes, that is true. There are more and more coins, but ideally we'd like everything to be in Ledger Live. But as you can imagine, this is a lot of engineering time, because every single time you support a coin or token, now you need to maintain the coin or token. So, that accumulates a lot of technical debt. And that's the reason why, we can't just snap our fingers and just implement those tokens. Sometimes it requires a lot of back and forth with the team and engineering time. That being said, there is actually a list of supported coins and tokens on the Help Center as well. This one is even more comprehensive than the one on the website, because the problem with the one on the website is that it's not always up to date, whereas this list on the Help Center here, this one is always updated with each new release of Ledger Live. So you can always you can always count on this list to give you like an accurate representation of the tokens that are supported in Ledger Live, the tokens and networks, right? And so if you're looking for a token specifically, I would suggest to use the contract data here, which you can find in you can find it on the coin market cap. You just need to let's say you're looking for Uniswap contract data. You just click on Uniswap here, and then you'd find the contract data for Ethereum, which is here, okay? And then you've got the same, a different contract data for different chains where Uni token is deployed, right? So if, for example, I wanted to check if Uni is supported, boom, I would grab the contract data, copy, like this. Did I copy? Yeah, I think so. Go back to the list. Oop. Go back to the list, Control F, and paste that in, and you see I get a hit. And that confirms that Uni token is supported on Ethereum. Yep. So that's how you would do it. Okay. So next question. Where's the chat? Okay. Next question. Cyber Clowns. That's an interesting nickname. I like it. Greetings from Netherlands. Yeah. Greetings from France. Welcome to the live. Next question from Nader Daka. Is it normal to have airdrop for Polygon on the Ledger Nano S? Yes, it's normal. I mean, it's a scam, Nader. I think I answered this question when I was answering Sergio's question. So it is a scam, and you should not worry about the tokens or NFTs. Just ignore them. Don't try to spend those tokens or NFTs because they are malicious, and the scammer is trying to trick you into either sending the funds to their wallet or to click on fishy links and then to reveal your 20-forward recovery phrase. By the way, this is called address poisoning. It has a technical term. And we do have a Help Center article that talks about address poisoning. So I'm going to link it to you if you want to look it up. Cool. All right, next question from Botros. Ayad Botros. Hey. When will you support Hedera NFT and dApps integrations? So it depends if you mean in Ledger Live. So Ledger Live, it could be a while until it's, a Hedera apps make their way into the Discover section of Ledger Live, for example. However, typically like all Hedera apps should be supported with your Ledger. But as long as the app has created like a Ledger endpoint, right, to integrate the wallet, and you can probably use something like Hedera Hashpack. So you would connect basically your Ledger device to Hedera Hashpack, and then you connect Hashpack to whatever app or platform on Hedera that you want to use, and that's the way you can interact with dApps with your Ledger device, right? So Hashpack is a good wallet. And I think you will find it useful, but I'm guessing you probably used it when you created your account. So I'm guessing just keep using it for now. It's not a security concern, by the way, to use third-party wallets. Okay, if you have a specific dApp in mind, let me know. I don't know if Hashback supports NFTs though. If they have a like NFT gallery feature, you might want to look into it. But I don't know if they do. Let me just check real quick, maybe. I'd be surprised if they do, but maybe they do. Hashpack is the leading HBAR wallet for your gateway to their dApps DeFi NFT. Well, I'm guessing they do, right? So you might want to look around, connect your Ledger device to Hashpack and just look around the features. Okay, Next questions, guys. Emil, okay. Cyberclowns, do you also sell products to mine coins yourself? No, we don't. We don't produce mining equipment. Cyberclowns, you'll have to find another vendors. I don't think we'll ever produce mine equipment. It's just not the business model or the expertise in-house. Okay. So guys, we're about like halfway point here. If you just joined the live, this is Dan with Ledger Support. I'm here until 5:30 p.m. CT to answer all your questions. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat and I'll get back to you. Okay, so the next question is from Savage Ape. How much longer till the ledger stacks will be sent out? Pre-order back in December, still haven't heard anything. Savage Ape, yeah, I'm sorry about the delay. I don't have an ETA for you, unfortunately. I think, well, the team is still working on it very hard to make sure that we ship you a good product. That, that takes time, to be honest, especially like the technology is new, but I understand the frustration. That being said, once your stacks is ready to be shipped, we'll send you an email on the email that you used to pre-order. Okay, hobby time with Chris. So happy that Honest Opinion just came out. Yes, that's the branded support. We have honest opinions. I guess we're not really here to sell the product because that's not our job within the company. We're just here to help people try to do things that they want to do as efficiently and as cheaply as they can, and safely as well. So this is what we do. We're a little more gritty. Cool. So Cyberclowns, do you also sell? Okay, so that question was answered. Next question, Rajesh Kumar. Hi, why some BSC chain tokens didn't show in Ledger Live? So that's a good question, Rajesh. The answer is that not all tokens are supported in Ledger Live. What I mean by support is you can send the tokens to your account, your Binance Smart Chain account in Ledger Live, but if the coin is not supported, then Ledger Live will not be able to detect the balance. So basically, you will not be able to see the balance in Ledger Live until we support it. So if there are some tokens that you'd like us to support, then you can just drop them in the chat and I can escalate that for you. Now, that being said, if you send a token that's not supported, I'm sorry. Apologies, guys. If you send a token that's not supported to your Ledger Live account and you don't see it, then don't panic. It's okay. Again, the token is in your account. You can use something like Zerion in the Discover section here. So you can see I'm in the Discover section in Ledger Live. Then I would click on Zerion. And Zerion is a portfolio manager within Ledger Live. So it's like a Ledger Live within Ledger Live kind of. But Zerion, the cool thing about Zerion is it can detect a lot more tokens than Ledger Live can on a lot of different chains. So you can see here, for example, Zerion is able to detect my BNB on Binance Smart Chain, my Bitcoin on Binance Smart Chain, and so on and so forth. So a lot of good stuff in Zerion. So you can use that to see your balance. Okay, next. Hobby time with Chris, diversify as much as possible, different assets, multiple wallets, etc. Oh yeah, you were talking about the multi-sig thing. Yes, yes, it's good practice. It's just good practice to use different wallets, I think, different hardware, because what's really important is security, right? So Ledger is super safe, but when you're talking about a multi-sig setup like that, it's best to change it up a little bit. Just have fun. Any way to stake MATIC on Ledger Live? Yes, there is actually. It's not native staking, to be honest. So it's liquid staking, but you could go into the Discover section here and use Stater Labs here. And so basically the idea of Stater Labs is you send MATIC from your Polygon account and they will send you back XMATIC, which is like STETH on Ethereum. So it's a representation of MATIC coins that accrue rewards. And then you just keep the tokens in your account and the balance will accrue a little bit every single day. There is some documentation on that as well that I'll send you in a second as well. Just have fun. Stater, yeah, let me just share that with you. Just a quick heads up, the article was written a while ago, so the screenshots might not be super up to date, but the general steps are the same. Okay. All right. So next time, Keenan, thank you, and thank to everyone who answered my question. Yeah, you're welcome, Keenan, and thank you for everybody else for helping here as well. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the pace because there is a lot of questions here. Okay, so the next question is, wait, I'm lost in the chat here. Okay, so sweet and sour, hello. Gary, once crypto is adopted worldwide, do you think there'll be such volatility in bull and bear markets? I don't think so. I think the more liquidity, the lower the volatility. So that's pretty constant with any market because you've got more float, aka more liquidity around for people to buy and sell. So that translates into less volatility. But volatility is kind of the trademark of crypto right now. It's kind of the signature. So I think we should enjoy it while it lasts. Crypto Professor, thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you so much, man. And welcome back. Next question. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I think it's a Russian name, so apologies for that. But saying hello, recently I've sent Binance pegged BAT, so BAT tokens to Ledger. I see it on my Ledger Live, but there is no price value. Is it possible to put the price on my wallet? Yeah, for now, I guess, yeah, it's not supported, but you can use Zerion in the Discover section, as I said before, and I'm going to make note of pegged BAT to do a request on your behalf, but that could take a little while. So in the meantime, just try to use Zerion in the Discover section here. You might be able to see it here. Use Zerion. You might be able to see your BAT tokens. Okay, next question. That's Hobby Time with Chris answering to Gary. So I'm gonna skip that one. Emil, Dan, does Ledger support Clay? Clay. I have to say I'm not sure what Clay is, Emil. Is it a blockchain? Is it a coin? Yeah, if you could just let me know like what you mean, because I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this particular network or project. There's so many of them. It's hard to keep track. Okay, I'm gonna skip a few questions because it's just you guys like talking to each other. Next question, Wenson, okay, so are you going to open source the secure chip, and how do we think about open sourcing the secure elements, basically? So that's a good question. Basically, the answer is we can only open source part of the secure elements that are not under NDA, because so secure elements is the most secure way to secure your private keys, right? And that's what we use in Ledger devices to make sure that there is no way you can extract the private keys from the device. And not every single hardware manufacturer use secure elements. So I think Trezor, for example, does not use secure elements. But we use a secure element because we think it's much more secure, actually. But the problem is when you use the secure element, there is a manufacturer that produces the secure element, right? And those manufacturers, to make sure that the secure element stays secure, they will have, NDAs and secret components that they use to make sure that, that the thing stays secure. And so those components are under NDA and we cannot open source those. However, what we've started to open source, we're trying to open source as much as possible, right? So for example, recently we've open sourced a part of the recover code because there was a lot of questions about it, but about the safety and what exactly it does. And by the way, it's completely safe. So we're trying to push open sourcing as best as we can because I know you guys want it. But I doubt that the secure element code will be completely open source, just for security reason. Next, Hobby Time with Chris. Okay, yeah, the website is packed with goodies. Yes, that is true. There is a lot of good stuff on the Help Center and and the websites for sure. Cyberclowns, can you use multiple ledger device on one device? One computer, I'm guessing. I want to buy 2 ledgers. And the answer is yes, Cyberclowns. You can use as many devices as you want in Ledger with Ledger Live installed on the computer, for example. Ledger Live will just accept as many devices as you want. What you want to do though is just when you, like for example, when you add an account from a new device, you might want to rename the account. So for example, this one, let's say I want to rename it to, let's say like NanoX, for example, Ledger. Okay, so I know which device controls this account. I can keep things tidy that way. But yes, you can, one ledger, one computer or phone can host as many Ledger devices as you want. Just make sure to keep things organized. Okay, next question from Botros. I had Botros. Hi, when will you support Hedera NFT? Okay, so I've answered this question. Hobby time with Chris. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Next one from Stuart Butler. Hi, Dan. Hi, Stuart. Any sign of that update for NanoX to allow compatibility with Arweave? Haven't heard back from it, Stuart. I think it's coming, but I don't know when exactly. But I know there is a process to push that over the finish line, but I can't give you an ETA. So for now, it's NanoS Plus or NanoS only, unfortunately. Cyberclowns, I just remember that we do have a video that shows how to use multiple Ledger devices with one instance of Ledger Live. It's an old video, but the principle is still the same. So you can watch that, and that should help you a lot. I'm gonna drop that into the chat for you. There you go. Okay, next question from Nafsed, recurring guest on the podcast as well. On the live, sorry. So Nafsed is saying, if we take our crypto from an exchange at a certain price point and put it on a ledger, well would the price point be when we put our crypto back to an exchange? Does it follow the market? Yes, it follows the market for the simple reason that it's the market, it's the exchanges that give an asset the price. So, the price doesn't have, here's the mental model. Nothing has a price until you try to sell it or to buy it, right? Do you see what I mean? So for example, like this phone, my phone here. So you could say, oh, this phone has a price because I can see the price. I can see similar phone for a price in in a store, for example. But the truth is that particular phone doesn't have a price until I go to a market, for example, and I try to sell it to someone. And if someone wants to buy it, then we can agree on the price, and boom, that's the price, right? It's the same for crypto assets, right? You can store your crypto assets wherever you want, but the price is decided by when you go on an exchange and you put a bid price. You say, hey, this is the price at which I want to sell the asset, and someone accept that price. Then an ask price, I should say, then that's when the price collapses, that's when the price really happens. So it's the same for crypto. So yes, the price sort of, another way to think of it, the price follows where the crypto asset is supported. So it doesn't have any impact whether the crypto is on your Ledger device or if it's on an exchange. I hope that answered your question. Sorry, that got a little philosophical even, but I hope that answered. Okay, next question. Okay, Cyberclowns, yeah, you're welcome. Sergio, yep, you're welcome. Norbeta, Cody just bought his first Ledger. Yeah, welcome Cody to the family, and hope you enjoyed the experience. Cody, just one very important piece of best practice here. Just make sure that you keep your 24-word recovery phrase. That's the most important. It's more important than the device itself. I'll drop a article for you in the chat here that you should check out. Just want to make sure that you stay safe here on your journey. Next, Bill. Is there a way to move my last 10 XRP off a Ledger account? Yes, there is, Bill. Let me share an article with you. You have to use a third-party wallet to do it. but you can't get the entire 10 dots. You can get 8 dots. XRP out of your account. It's not us. It's just the way it works. It's a rule that's enforced at the XRP level. But yeah, you can get like 8 XRP back. Just follow the steps that I just shared. Next question, hobby time with Chris. Super helpful about NFT, even more peace of mind for me. Yeah, you're welcome, Chris. Emil, MATIC supported as the ERC20 token or as a native mainnet asset? I must read that. Both, it depends where you send it. So MATIC, for example, is supported natively if you send it to your Polygon account, but if you send it to Ethereum, for example, then it is supported as an ERC20 token version on Ethereum. That being said, if you want to natively stake MATIC, you'll have to do it from an Ethereum account. And this is not because of us, it's just the rule of the Polygon network, right? Where the contract that manage staking actually live on the Ethereum network, not on the MATIC network. What you can do on the Polygon network, however, is do liquid staking via Strader, which I showed earlier during the live, which is in Discover Stader, sorry, it's called. Next, JPEG Elena. Will Ledger integrate Lightning Network? It's a good question. We get this question a lot from the Bitcoin community. The answer is currently there is no roadmap for integrated Lightning Network, and there is no Ledger compatible Lightning Network wallet. And the reason is Lightning Network wallets are not cold wallets. So you cannot actually cold wallet a Lightning, you cannot have a self-custody. You can have a self-custody setup, but it's not going to be a cold wallet setup. Lightning wallets are hot wallets by definition. And that's the reason why we can't have them in Ledger Live, at least for now. Maybe the technology will progress in the future. Okay, next question. Peter Hudsworn. Are all NFTs from Poly fake? No, they're not. Some of them are real, but a lot of fake NFTs on Polygon. Norbita Cody is asking, what is an NFT? So if you don't know what an NFT is, it's just a special kind of contract on a blockchain that will allow you to represent anything. Typically, that would be a picture, But I'm sure you know what NFTs are. But if you don't, you can check out the Ledger Academy. That has some very good resources for beginners, actually. Cody. So yeah, check the Academy. It's good. I think it's underused by the community. There's a lot of good stuff in there, including like articles about NFTs and how to stay safe and everything. So it's really good stuff. Okay, Emil. Okay, answering to Cody. Thank you, Emil, for that. Hobby time with Chris. Treat them as fake if they didn't send. Okay, yeah, exactly. If you didn't collect this NFT yourself or didn't send it yourself to your account, that's a fake NFT. And I mean, it's not a fake NFT. It's a real NFT, but it's scammy, right? In the sense that it's here to try to scam you. And maybe I should show you guys like how exactly those NFTs are trying to scam you, because it's quite clever. So here's my Polygon account, okay? And you can see like I've got a bunch of NFTs, and the two first are legit NFTs, but this one here, I'm not sure. It could be fake, it could be not, I don't know. But it's here. I keep it here to demonstrate like that. So you see like I click on this NFT, and here I'm getting an option to open the NFT on OpenSea, like to check the description of the NFTs. Okay, so now I'll go on OpenSea. And here's the description of the NFT, okay? That's the profile of this NFT collection. And so I don't know if that's a fake, scammy NFT or not, but what's sure is a fake NFT or a scammy NFT will have in the description here or in the details, but most often in the description, it will have a bunch of scammy links to websites that will ask you for your 24 recovery phrase. So this is how the scam works. And because it's on because Polygon has very cheap transaction, it's very easy to just sample like 1,000 addresses and send fake NFTs to all those to 1,000 users and just hoping that one person will fall for the scam. So again, guys, never, 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 never share your 24-hour recovery phrase. Anyone with your phrase anyone asking for the phrase is trying to scam you. Everyone with the phrase will be able to sweep your accounts and steal your funds. Okay, next question from Leonardo Pio. Hi, I'm trying to buy Avalanche, but I'm not sure what to do. In the app catalog, if I search AVAX, appears the install button, but it says require a third-party wallet. What should I do? Yes, so Leo, I hope you don't mind me calling you Leo. Avalanche is supported with your Ledger. Your Ledger device supports Avalanche, so storing coins, but Ledger Live, the app, does not support Avalanche yet. So you will have to use a different app. The one I recommend is the Avalanche wallet, which is really good, really good. I hope we can get the same features into Ledger Live at some point. And Avalanche wallet is just like Ledger. You can think of it like it's like Ledger Live, but it's specialized just for Avalanche accounts. So what I would say is probably create a Avalanche wallet with your Ledger device and the Avalanche wallet app, and then buy your AVAX on an exchange and send your AVAX to the accounts that you create with your Ledger device and Avalanche. That's the way to do it. Once we support Avalanche in Ledger Live, then there will be a buy option as well. But for now, because it's not supported, there is no buy option. Cool. Next question. Okay. So a lot of you talking to each other, so I'm just going to skip those questions. Okay, address poisoning. Okay, great. So a lot of people talking about address poisoning here. Emil, always be careful with NFTs. Yes, absolutely. Lots of scams in crypto. Be careful with anyone asking for your 24-hour recovery phrase, guys. To be clear, like Ledger does not need it. We don't want it. We don't need it. And Ledger support does not need it to help you, right? If anyone is asking, and there is a lot of fake accounts that will say, hey, I'm from Ledger Live. You need to synchronize your account or whatever bullshit. And then they will ask you for your 24-hour recovery phrase in an attempt to scam you. Agostinho, you skipped my question. Oh, no, I skipped your question. I'm sorry about that. I did skip your question, but I don't see it in the... I don't think I see it in the chat, Agostinho. So if you could just drop it again, and I'll answer it first. Sorry about that. Okay, Hobby Time with Chris. Thank you, Dan, for... Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thanks a lot for all the questions. Savage Ape, no frustration here, bro. Just curious. Okay, so that's the Ledger stacks. Yeah. I'm frustrated. I've ordered the stacks myself. Like I'm waiting for it. So I totally understand that you guys like excited for it. I'm excited as well for it. I think it's more excitement than frustration, to be honest, because I'm cool. I've got my Ledger devices, but I can't wait to have the real thing in my hands. Cool. All right. Chris, Hobby Time with Chris, like seeing a lot of nice things. Thank you so much. Klaytn. Okay. Oh, Klaytn. No, Emil, we don't support Klaytn. I can write it up on my little list here. But no, Klaytn is not supported yet. I'll escalate that. So hopefully the dev can do something, right? Cyberclowns, I want to save Bitcoin. Can I keep using one fixed address each time? I want to participate in saving programs of bits from Bitconic Netherlands. Yes, you can use the same address. That's fine. It's not great for privacy because, if someone gets your address, then they'll basically be able to know, how much Bitcoin you have, but you can use one fixed address to pull, you can use the same address again and again and again. That's fine. Okay. A fixed amount to a fixed Bitcoin address. Yes, Cyberclowns. Yeah, that's correct. You can do that. You can do that. Just question: is bits from Bitonic, is that a mining operation? Could you please clarify that? Because there are some subtleties in terms of if you get too many rewards into your wallet, you know, if you get like, I don't know, like 20 rewards per day in your Bitcoin wallet, that might actually make it difficult for your device computer. There is a lot of computer in the device, right? It might make it difficult for the device to actually compute the transaction once you want to solidify all those UTXOs. So we don't recommend to receive mining proceeds from miners directly on your Ledger device. You should consolidate those UTXOs on a third-party wallet first, and then, you know, once every week, for example, you send that as one transaction to your Ledger wallet. You can read this article, Cyberclowns. Maybe that's your situation, maybe not. But to answer the core question, yes, you can use the same address, that's fine. Isaac, ApeCoin sent me a NFT coupon. I connected Ledger wallets. Nothing happened. Isaac, you might want to reach out to us. ApeCoin sent me an NFT coupon. You might want to be careful, Isaac, here, because I don't know. That sounds like a scam. Unless you are on the Ledger website and you're talking about the Ledger Quest, then that's different. But if you're talking about an NFT that you didn't want and you started, and so Isaac, if you could actually like explain what you did and where you get the NFT, because if it was a malicious NFT, signing the transaction might actually be dangerous. So yeah, if you could clarify this. Yeah, okay, so Isaac, yeah, it's a scam. It is 100% a scam. This Stacks NFT giveaway is a scam and you should not touch it. So I hear that you can hear me. So guys, okay, so just so you know, there is currently a scam going on called the Stacks NFT giveaway. This is 100% a scam, and I don't have a picture of it right now, but I wish I had here. No, I don't have a picture of it, but there is no Stacks NFT giveaway. Okay, it's a scam. Don't interact with it. Don't touch it. And if it's an NFT in your wallet, then just ignore it and hide it. Amy Her. Yes, I'm reading questions from the YouTube live chat. Correct. So if you have any question, Amy Her, just put them in the chat and I'll get back to you. Okay, next question. Jim Bean. Is the old NanoS immune to seed extraction from Ledger Recover? So I think the way you ask the question is there is no seed extraction, just to be clear. So you're talking about Recover. There is no seed extraction going on. So meaning that Recover it's actually the opposite. It's like if you want to back up your seed, then there is a feature to do it. But it's not supported by Ledger NanoS. It's only NanoX right now, and the feature is not live. And on top of this, it's optional. So if you don't want to make a backup of your seed, then you can just ignore Recover and just keep using your Ledger device as before. So there is no, and I think that was our mistake to not communicate very well with the product. Some people thought, okay, oh my God, if I update my firmware, then Ledger will have access to my private keys or whatever, but it's not the case, right? We'll never be able to do this, and we'll never, your seed will never be backed up automatically unless you give your explicit approval. And again, the service is not live, and even when it's live, it will be completely optional, Jim. So you have nothing to fear. If you don't like Recover, then no worries. Just ignore it. That's perfectly fine. You know, some people might be interested in using it, some people might not, but it's perfectly fair if you don't want to use it. Okay, Gary, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Gary. Thanks, Chris, as well, for helping with the situation. And thanks, everyone, that helped Gary. Emil, the price of Elon Musk phone in Doge will skyrocket. The big game is dogs and shuttles. Okay, not financial advice, of course, but who knows what's going to be the next thing, right? I think BALD is the token that's exploding right now on the base chain, but it's not supported in Ledger. Not financial advice, definitely, as well. Next question from a name that could be a Chinese name, but I'm not sure. They've ordered I have an order question. Can you help me? So for order related questions, I would say open a ticket via the help center, or if you have a ticket number, then share your ticket number with me so I can get back to you. Just to be clear, to open a help center case, you just go to this address that I'm going to drop here, and then you click on the contact us button that's hidden on the screen that you're seeing right now. You start a conversation and then you explain the issue, paste your order number, and then someone from the team will get back to you. Okay, next question. Hobby time with Chris. Okay, thank you, Chris, a lot for helping and coming. Okay, Isaac, should I be worried if I did sign? I would say yes. I would say be worried, but I mean, if something bad should have happened, then your account will probably be empty at this point. But I would say, Isaac, you should definitely revoke the transaction. So here are some steps. So basically what possibly happened when you signed the transaction is that you actually gave the smart contract underlying the, I don't know exactly what you did, right, in the transaction you signed, but you might have given the smart contract access to your account, your Polygon account, not all your accounts, just the Polygon account. So if that's the case, you need to revoke that permission on your account. And the only way you can revoke that permission is by following those steps here. Revoke active allowances, revoke cache. It's a little tool that will let you revoke that. And so you can follow the steps, just select so check this out. So you would go on Polygon Cache, okay, just like that. Connect your wallet at the top. Then you would change the network to Polygon network. And then you will have like a list of all the different permissions, or they call it allowances. You find the allowance that you signed for, if you signed it for the NFT, and then you click revoke, and then you create a transaction, and that will secure your account. Okay, last few questions. Amy Her, why is my Ledger NanoX required to update in order to open an Ethereum account? Will updating my Ledger NanoX activate Recover? Because I do not want Ledger Recover service. So the Ledger probably requires an update because your firmware is too old. So yeah, past a certain point you have to update the firmware because the modern version of the Ethereum network is not, requires a firmware update. So your Ethereum app on the device needs to communicate with the Ethereum blockchain. Now, just to be clear, will updating my Ledger NanoX activate Ledger Recover? No, it will not. Two things: Ledger Recover is not live yet. Second thing, updating the firmware will only give your device the option to use Recover, but it will not activate Recover. If you want to use Recover, then you'll have to go through the onboarding once the service is launched. And the onboarding is very obvious. You cannot accidentally activate Recover. And by the way, we'll never force you to use Recover. So if you don't want to use it, that's perfectly fine. You'll have the option to completely ignore it. It's not even an option to ignore it. It will, by default, you will ignore it. If you want to opt in, then you'll have to go through the onboarding. So I hope I answered your question, Amy. Next question, last two questions actually. Chris, will you support USDC on Tron? I think in the future, yes. For now, you can just use Tron Scan, connect it to your Ledger device. Chris, let me share this with you. You can follow the steps, connect your Ledger device to Tron Scan to find your Ledger accounts, and then send your USDC to that account, and you should be able to see them. And the last question from Cyberclowns: is the metal chain also available separately to wear the Ledger around your neck? I don't think it is, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe they will launch it as a standalone product, but I think for now it's just a bundle. So yeah, no, you can't use it you can't buy it separately, unfortunately. And I think that's it, guys. I've cleared the backlog and we are on time, which is great. Amy, thank you very much for your question. I'm glad I was able to answer. Okay, so that's it for me for today. I'll be back tomorrow with Pringle, my partner in crime, and we'll be live No, Chris, Ledger Live, it will come to Ledger Live at some point, but not right now, unfortunately. But I'll escalate that. Isaac, you're welcome, mate. Stay safe. Okay, don't share your recovery phrase. Everyone, see you tomorrow. I'll be live at 4:30 p.m. CET with Pringle. So if you have any questions, if you have friends that need help, send them to this live, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Don't share your 24 recovery phrase, and take care of you. Bye-bye.